Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So I've done something very, very different this week. I've used a ink blending kind of technique as well as some gorgeous, gorgeous mushrooms to do this week. So if you want to see how it all came together, then just keep watching. Okay, so I'm a little scared. You guys are going to know if this is going to work or not because you've already seen the intro, but I have no idea. So I'm going to be using these mushrooms and these mushroom stickers. So these are ones that the fabulous Trish from Hobby Hoppers, she drew them or painted them at our last planner day, and then Denise has turned them into stickers and die cuts. So I want to use them, but I also have been playing with doing some ink blending and playing with inks. So I thought I'd do a kind of combination of the two this week. I have no idea if it's going to work. I'm a little nervous. So what I've done is I've pre-cut out some cloud shapes with my Cricut. So all I'm going to do is sort of lay these out in a sort of weird pattern. Not weird pattern, but just so that they don't all sit in the same place. I'm going to cover the days of the week up anyway, so they don't matter at all. And I'm just going to leave off the bottom one, because what I want to do is do like a little hill and then put the mushroom sort of stuck into the hill, and it does. Then if it takes up a little bit of Thursday and the bits and pieces, that's all right. So I was going to stick these down using my, well, number one, I was going to cut these out using my post-it note tape. I can't find it. It's here somewhere. But because I can't find it, I'm just going to use my Repositionable glue stick. You guys saw this one in my, what was it, my post-it note video, so that it should still work and shouldn't damage the page. So I'm just running some glue over those three clouds, and I'm just going to leave it for 30 seconds just to lose some of the tack. And then I can stick these down on the page wherever I like. Okay, so Tuesday I'm going to put more in the middle. Then Monday can go a little bit to the side. Wednesday can go there like that. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to poke them down. So the whole kind of idea for this has come from watching far too many lawn fawn videos on YouTube. So I'm going to grab, and these, I'm really lucky. Denise from Luscious Labels has lent me her Distress Oxide inks because I wanted to use them and I don't have any. So she lent them to me so I didn't have to go out and buy any. So I'm going to grab chipped sapphire, peacock feathers, and also black soot. She has a very large collection and I'm very, very thankful for that. And then I'm going to grab these, or this brush. So this is from Daiso. It's actually a makeup brush. You can see it's got some colour in it, but when I rub it, very little is coming off, so that's okay. This is the part that I'm really nervous about. I have no idea if this is going to work. I'm hoping it will. And all we're going to do is start off with the Distressed Sapphire. Is that what it's called? Chipped Sapphire. And just kind of blend all around the sort of top, I think up to about here, sort of halfway through Wednesday. The clouds then get masked off, and then we can put peacock feathers, which is going to give it a little bit more of a light colour, and a little bit of black soot around the outside. This is going to take a while, so I'm going to speed through the whole thing. But then hopefully I'll get like a little bit more of a light colour down here, and then we can put the hill on, and that's where the mushrooms will sit. So I'm just going to get a bit of this up. I've just realised I've forgotten something, so hold on. So I just had to get some baking paper. And I got this because this is another tip I've been getting from watching lots of YouTube. If you've got like a waxy kind of surface first, you can kind of put a little bit of the excess off and then blend onto your page. So it's sort of what I'm trying to do. Like I said, no idea if this will work or not. Alright, so that's what it looks like once I've put all the bright colours down. I'm just going to grab a little bit of the black. I'm just going to use a slightly smaller brush for this one, because I just want to get just the edges sort of at the top and just blend that in. Doesn't matter if this is all a bit scratchy and a bit messy, because it's sort of supposed to be. Okay, just a little bit at the top and just a little bit more down the side just to fade it. Alright, so this is the fun part where we get to take off the masks and see if they worked. I'm more worried about the glue than anything else. No problem at all. Excellent. So if there is a little bit of tap, that's okay. I can wipe that off with some paper in a second. It's got a little bit of colour there. And all I'm going to do is just, with the clean brush, just give that just a light dust. It's not really a dust, it's just blurring the edges of the clouds a little bit. And adding some spots, which was not the point, but anyway. Alright. So now I'm going to kind of sort the hill out. So I want the hill to sit up like this, and I'm just going to do it out of some green paper. So this is the Kmart cardstock pack. I'm thinking this green, which never wants to come out of the book, is what I've decided. Oh, here we go. So I'm thinking if I do that, sort of like a hill. So I'm just going to grab my paper trimmer first. I just want to cut off a little strip. Just using my little one because it's handy. I don't want it to be too high anyway. And I'm just going to grab a pencil. I don't know why I just picked up a paintbrush. That was not what I meant to do. And I'm just going to mark where the sides of the page are and just cut that. This is just a guide at the moment, so it doesn't have to be completely perfect. So I do still need some room on Thursday. It's not going to be the whole day taken up, so it can't be too high of a hill, but I'm sort of thinking, I'm just tracing this. It doesn't matter if it's not completely hill shaped. Tracing's not the right word, just being kind of sketching. Thank you, Ryan. And I'm just going to cut the general shape out. I'm just trying not to be too perfect with it. There we go. Might be just a little bit too sort of high, so I'm just going to make it a little bit flatter. So I think if it sits about there-ish, that's about right. So I'm going to grab this and flip and put my little mark on there, so that way I know where to cut it height wise, and then from there I can trace this exact same shape onto the other, like onto another bit, which will then give me my other hill so that they look exactly the same. Now there is just some fluffies, so I'm just going to clean them off, and I'm just going to rub out that pencil line, just being gentle. I have known some cardstocks to lose their colour if you rub too hard. There we go. So that'll sit like that, and I'll cut off the excess in a second. Ryan just mentioned that that should be enough to cut the hill. I don't think it's... no, it's not quite, Ryan. Close. Yeah, let's just do it. There we go. And we'll just cut this one out too. So this one's just going to be a little bit flatter. Now I'm looking at it, I don't like that shape. It's just a slightly more on one side, but that's alright. Okay, so I'm going to stick that down, and then I can trim off the excess. Just using normal glue tape for this. Go, and we'll cut off the excess. There's our little hill shape. Then we can start grabbing in some of, I reckon we'll put the days back in first. So what I've done is I'm just looking at these numbers now and thinking they won't work. So I still have to use the days of the week in the same spot, because obviously I need them to cover up. So I've got these sort of handwriting sort of ones. These ones are from Lime and Mortar. And then I've also got these ones are clear from Luscious Labels. And I just want to see what they look like. I might have to do something else. But I think that might actually work. You can still see the number from behind it. Because it's a similar font, it actually kind of looks cool. So I'm just going to do that all the way down this page. The Wednesday and the Thursday didn't quite work, but that's okay. Just sort of see the day popping out from behind, but I don't think it's such a big deal. And then we can grab our mushrooms. So what I do know I want to do, so these are the die cut ones. Most of these are pretty small, but some of them are a bit bigger, including this one, which I'm going to use on the other page and have it be my footy details. It's going to flip over. Haven't quite worked out how yet, but we'll get to that. And so what I'm sort of thinking is I'll have a couple of these bigger mushrooms. They look more like trees than mushrooms, don't they? That's okay.
That's the hillside, isn't it?
It's a very big hill. I don't know.
Very big mushrooms.
Very big mushrooms. So I might cut these and sort of tuck them in. That sounds odd, but give it a shot. So I'm just cutting enough to get just through the cardboard and then just flicking this. Might need to push it a little bit harder. I did put a fair amount of glue on that, so it wouldn't surprise me if this didn't work. And if it doesn't, we're going to do this, which is just grab hold of the edge, just pulling that up a little bit. And we can get the knife blade sort of through there. Grab that mushroom. Just need to go a little bit wider. I do like having it tucked in. I think that looks different, but I'm not going to do it again. I'm just going to glue the die cut down. Probably should have put the... do the glue first. I'm failing a lot today, but that's okay. So I'll just get that knife blade in again. Obviously be careful with the blade if you're going to be doing sort of poking it in weird places. Just a safety warning from me. So we've got one little mushroom. I'm just going to stagger these along. I don't know if I want to use... No, I don't want to use the really big one. Ooh. Just sort of seeing what I've got. Definitely want to use that little purple one because it's so cute. I don't want to take up all of Thursday either. I do have to put some other things. So I'm going to put this one in here. I am going to tuck it in. I wasn't going to. So same thing as before. I'm just cutting through, just making sure I don't go through to the whole of the page. You can always tell when you have gone through to the other side of the page. I actually don't mind this having a bit of bend to it, as in like the cardboard not being completely perfect, because what kind of hillside is perfect? That's just silly. Some glue on this one. There we go. And then I'll actually stick some of these stickers on, but I'll do it after I've done the other side so that we've got them sort of both finished. So I'm going to go ahead and speed through that one because obviously it's going to take me a bit to do the blending and everything. So I'll take off the, oh, I need to put a bit of black. Sorry, forgot about the black bit. Now, something that I was a little worried about was that the ink would come off this wax paper. It's not, it's being really good, and this is the even better part. There's no sign of it on the other side, so it's not leaking through, which I love. That was not a good black, but anyway. So Ryan asked before why I was kind of tapping it on the wax paper first. It's just to get rid of that really kind of wet first bit, because I don't want it to be quite so intense on the page. You kind of want that diffused look. So if you just tap it on the wax paper first, you just take off that really kind of harsh bit. Whoops. Okay, so take off the mask. I'm not going to rub this one like I did the last time. I'm just going to leave it. I think I picked up some of the glue with the ink, which is why it didn't quite work out right. Then I'm just going to stick my numbers and days of the week down again. I need something to cover up that bits and pieces. I know that. I don't mind the July at the top. I think that's okay where it is. I do like it, but I don't love it. And I think it's because the grass looks too boring. I don't really know how to make grass. I'm just going to grab some of these little mushroom stickers and we're just going to go a bit crazy. Hopefully when I've got some of these mushrooms down, it'll help. Please excuse the dog. He's got his ball in here and he's just chasing it around like a crazy person. So hopefully when I've got the mushrooms down, it'll look a little bit less unrealistic. Thankfully, I have a lot of these mushrooms. I really like this one. It reminds me of a jellyfish, which I'm sure is not what a mushroom's supposed to remind you of, but it's what it reminds me of. So I did put one slightly off the page, but that's okay. I'm going to cut that off. Alright, I think that's enough mushrooms. But I just don't know how to make that look less like. So hold on, not too dark. Just grabbing this could be the absolute end all of this, but I'm going to give it a shot. So I'm just going to do some little zigzags, sort of just to try and give this a bit more dimension, because just at the moment it just doesn't look right. That looks better. It was just missing something. Yay! I love it when a plan comes together. Okay, we need to work out what to do with my footy details. Where did that gigantic mushroom go? So I could do that, and that way I can actually punch these two in and it will flip, and I've just cut off a little bit of the mushroom there, which I think might be the easiest choice. So I think that's what we'll do. I know it looks super big, but it'll look less big. No, it won't. It'll still look that big, but it'll look look a little bit better, I hope, once it's sort of in the right spot. So I'm just going to mark my holes. I'm also going to mark where to cut. So do the holes first. Go. I don't know why I always get really super nervous doing this, so that's okay. That's okay. I'm just going to hold this in place with just a peg, or not a peg, a clip, just while I put the other mushrooms on. I kind of like going down off the page. I think there's something really cool about it, and I don't know why. I just want another slightly different coloured mushroom. Go. And I'm just going to do my little zigzaggies again. Cut off the excess. Alright. I feel like I should be putting some mushrooms up here. I don't know why. That would just look silly because mushrooms don't fly. Thank you, Ryan. But I don't hate that. I'm not, no, I didn't mean I didn't hate the mushrooms up there. I meant I don't hate the way it's actually ended up. So I just need a couple of little bits. So I'm just going to put this July in this corner. And that's just to sit all by itself. Okay, so I've got my planner kind of stickers. I just need to put my day off ones in on Thursday and Sunday. Sunday's also planner day, so I need to put that sticker in. I've just remembered. And I think what I'll do is I'm going to cover the bits and pieces up with this little to-do, which should just be big enough. No, it won't, but it's going to work. So that way I've got a little to-do list. I'm going to use this one here. This is from Luscious Labels. Just a little checklist. So the to-dos are from Beehaven, and so is the day off. Got my little to-do list there, which is going to be hidden by this big mushroom, but that's okay. You can still sort of see it, but I know it's there, which is all that really matters. And then I'm going to put a little laundry sticker on Thursday. And gym. I don't quite know what gym sticker I'm going to use. I'm going to use this cute little workout one. Just put that there. Still got plenty of room to write things in. Kind of feel like I'm avoiding the clouds, which is not the point, but still feels that's what I'm doing. I also want somewhere to put some happy mail. I feel like I need to have a happy mail section. So I've just found this little green bow kind of to-do thing. This is a Lillian Lion sampler. I'm just seeing if there's somewhere that would fit. I don't think there is. Okay, I don't think it looks fantastic. Ryan thinks it looks okay, which if Ryan thinks it looks okay, we'll go with that. That can just go there, and that's my little Happy Mail kind of box. I do have a Happy Mail header, I think it's all in foil. I might just put this cute little envelope there on the corner and leave it at that. Okay, so that is, I think, where I'm going to leave this. I'm not 100% happy, but at the same time, I've definitely done something completely different. I love the ink blending. I'm going to so use that on a bunch of different things, which I can only do while I'm borrowing these from Denise. So a big thank you to Denise for letting me borrow her inks. Thank you to Trish and to Denise for making these gorgeous mushrooms. The mushroom stickers are available on the Luscious Labels website. I will leave it for you down below, so you can go and check them out. The die cuts, I think, are going to be exclusive to hobby hoppers, but I will find out and I'll leave details down below in case you want to find out. Let me know what you think of this one. Is it good to see something different, or do you want me to go back to the normal way? I know I've been kind of doing kind of old way stuff the last couple of weeks, and I've got a couple more of those coming up. So let me know which way you prefer my planning. I think trying something different is kind of cool. So yeah, let me know what you think. Don't forget to follow me on all of my socials and make sure you're subscribed. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic week, and I will see you again in my next video. Sending lots of huggles. Bye!